We just got some devastating Dragon Ball Sparking Zero news that I know many Budokai Tenkaichi 3 fans are going to be upset with, and that has to do with the multiplayer in Sparking Zero. If you ever played Budokai Tenkaichi 3 as a kid, you'd remember probably playing it with some friends or family. For me, I played it with my cousins, brother, even my dad once or twice, and that was because of the local multiplayer found within the game itself. Back then, online gaming was not as common for console players as it is today, so we all just had to play couch multiplayer. All you had to do was plug in another controller, press start, then play. Then, as online gaming got more popular, more and more games began phasing out local multiplayer. This brings us to today's story, which is the controversial decision to literally remove local multiplayer from Sparking Zero. Now, before we continue, I have to clarify they haven't came out with a clear statement on this. However, this is coming from pretty much every online listing of the game. Specifically, where it shows support for offline and online gameplay, it shows that offline single player is supported and multiplayer online is supported. Normally, it would just say multiplayer is offline and online. This of course has led many people to the conclusion there won't be any local multiplayer at all. If this does turn out to be the case, this would be a massive step down from the Budokai Tenkaichi series, where we all had so much fun playing against other people locally. Local multiplayer is something the industry at large is moving away from, so it's not that surprising to see the Budokai Tenkaichi series moving away from it as well. It's just disappointing. Also, I wanted to add that the Battle Hour panel covering Sparking Zero did have a Q&A question section where they answered few questions we've had. Most of the questions were just surface level, subjective questions asked to the developers about their favorite aspects of the game. The 2 points I want to hit are more related to the development. The first question was, why are we getting a new Sparking game all of a sudden? Their answer was, the truth is we always wanted to create it. People have been eagerly waiting for the next Sparking. The second question was basically asking if Sparking Zero is a successor to Budokai Tenkaichi 3, to which they said, this game is a continuation of the Tenkaichi series. It is a sequel to Budokai Tenkaichi 3. The name change to Zero was so everyone can call it the same name. I thought that was obvious to most of us, but I've covered that in the past and I felt like I should mention it here, as this time it's coming straight from the horse's mouth. It leaves little room for contention with the fans. Anyways guys, that does it for this Sparking Zero update, but as a quick bonus story, I did want to mention something to do with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and that was the fact that we are actually getting the release of the next DLC pack, Goku's Next Journey, aka the End of Z DLC. That is going to be releasing February. They literally said it's releasing February, but they haven't given an exact date yet. The reasons why are yet unclear. We still don't know the exact date it will be releasing. All we know is that it will be releasing this month in February. That's interesting because the last DLC pack, it felt like we had heard about it for months. We literally heard about it for months. We saw screenshots, trailers, and everything, and then it took a while to release. This time, they're showing us a trailer. Here it is, throwing it right out in front of our faces, and telling us it's really coming out the next month. That's pretty interesting. That's not how they typically handled this, especially with the last DLC pack. That said, the next DLC pass is going to be interesting. I know they made a statement saying that Xenoverse 2 isn't going away anytime soon, and they'll continue supporting Xenoverse 2. They have not made a statement like that about Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. If they have, I haven't seen it. I think if they do another season pass, it will have to still be covering Dragon Ball Z content, because that's what they mainly have. Now, there was the point that the tournament and the Dragon Ball section of the DLC wasn't Dragon Ball Z, but I've already said in another video to Japan, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z are largely synonymous with one another, so you can cover that last tournament in Dragon Ball, and thematically it's kind of where Dragon Ball Z started. Even though Dragon Ball Z literally started with the Saiyan Saga, at the end of the Dragon Ball in that tournament, that's whenever Goku's older, he's marrying Chi-Chi, so that's kind of like the beginning of the end, if that makes sense. So I do think the next DLC Season Pass, if they do one, should contain mainly Dragon Ball Z movie content, maybe Dragon Ball Z Broly, or maybe OVA content from Son Goku and his friends return. I would be very interested to see how they do that. I also could see them doing a Super DLC Pass, but I think that one's less likely, honestly. I know that's kind of probably a hot take, but I think they probably wouldn't move on to Super just yet. Anyways, guys, that does it for this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to let me know what you thought. I really put a lot of thought into these videos. I try to do some research and figure out what is all going on in the world of Dragon Ball lately. I really try to do the research and put out a good video, at least the best video that I can put together. So I really appreciate everybody who sticks around watching and comments down below and likes on the video. It really helps out. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace off.